Our centenarian ex-Prime Minister Tun Mahathir made this statement at the courts yesterday. His statement highlights the opaque nature of the definition of an ethnically Malay person in our constitution and the difficulty of drawing arbitrary lines in a spectrum. I'm not here to discuss politics, but what he said about having Indian blood while being a Malay is surprisingly true for all ethnically Malay persons in Malaysia, from a genetic standpoint at least. This paper, published in 2022 by a Chiang Mai team, looked at the input of South Asian ancestry in various ethnic groups in Southeast Asia, with South Asian genetic component detected between 5 to 20% across the sampled group. The conclusion that can only be drawn is that the Indianization of Southeast Asia happened not only by cultural diffusion, but rather by migration of South Asian settlers. What I find most interesting is that descendants of kingdoms with recorded South Asian migrant rulers, like the Khmer, has equal, if not less, South Asian admixture than those that did not record a South Asian admixture in their history, like the Malays or the Cham. Perhaps most surprisingly is the Thais, which has no recorded South Asian admixture to date, are found to contain higher percentage of South Asian admixture than even the Malays, which has an average of 10 to 15% South Asian admixture, seen here represented by the pink in the Malay column. Fundamentally, what this paper established is that, with the exception of isolated hill tribes like the Negritos or the Manik, all major ethnic groups in Southeast Asia has considerable South Asian admixture, suggesting multiple waves of settlers from India over the past couple of millennia. As such, Mahathir was right. To be a Malay, considerable percentage of Indian admixture is required. Perhaps not as much as Mahathir himself, but according to the data, some 10% at least.